Good morning, Packers fans. Happy Monday. Welcome to Packers Daily, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels every day, Monday through Friday. It's what we do here, devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide at Cheesehead TV. Hope you all had a good weekend. We're here. It's here. Super Bowl week is upon us, and the Packers are nowhere to be found. Yet again, my Twitter feed was completely filled up with memories of Super Bowl back in 2010, 11. Tons of pictures of and tweets from that game. It hurts, man. It hurts. I got to tell you, that pain. The idea that the Packers, the last 2 years, have had the path to the Super Bowl laid out in front of them, only to shit the bed. It's painful, man. The idea that now they have to regroup, reset, cobbled together a very different football team. Obviously, the big decision starting with the quarterback and all the work that goes into it, all the frustrations and the triumphs and the pain and the joy to get to another moment of can they get back to a Super Bowl? The work, the journey is so long, so arduous. And 2 years in a row, the Packers have just punted away. So Super Bowl week is going to be a lot of fun, is what I'm saying. Yes, the pain of the fact that the Packers had every opportunity to be playing in this fucking game on Sunday and once again came up short and small. And of course, as they always say, you have to give credit to your opponents. But man, it really feels like they have done more to shoot themselves in the foot rather than have these opportunities taken from them. Seems like they've been doing most of the road blocking of themselves. Good morning, everybody in the comments section. Good to see everybody. Soder, what's up, man? How about that Pro Bowl? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I told you guys on Friday I wasn't going to watch it. I didn't watch it. Saw some clips on my Twitter timeline. That was more than enough. But hope everyone had fun that did watch it. I know some people enjoy it, and that's great. Cool. Rock and roll. Dig what you dig. Dean, thank you for the super chat. Rewatching Super Bowl 45 clips, the camaraderie on that team was beautiful. If I'm Matt LaFleur, that's my focus on connecting all three phases. Easier said than done. I hear what you're saying there. I do think Matt's done a pretty good job of that, especially coming out of the rubble of the McCarthy era. But I feel what you're saying. You could definitely kind of feel the connectivity, all three phases, 53-man roster, etc. But like I say, I think Matt's done a pretty solid job in that regard. Even you go back a couple months where guys like Alan Lazard are saying, "Look, I know we're struggling on special teams. Get me out there." So I do totally hear what you're saying, though. It's like I think that's true of most Super Bowl champions, right? One of the reasons that they get to that point and just make the Super Bowl, let alone win it, is because they have such a shared collective experience, and they do pull together because no team makes the Super Bowl without bumps in the road, bounces going the wrong way, injuries, obviously always a huge part. And the teams that overcome that are usually the most close knit, the ones that do kind of band together in the face of adversity. I think that's just a component you have to win a championship in today's NFL. No doubt about it. Chris, thanks for the super chat. Good morning, Nags. I have to ask, in previous years, what are your Packers Super Bowl prep week like leading up to the big game? P.S. Thoughts? When I was covering the league, I would really dive into the matchups. I always used to look forward to Paul Zimmerman, Dr. Z's Super Bowl matchup column, and I kind of tried to not copy it, but that was kind of the blueprint or the how I looked at each of these matchups. And now that I'm so hyper focused on the Packers, I don't really do that as much, but I do enjoy kind of breaking down both teams, looking obviously at their playoff matchups and then some of their bigger games throughout the year. I'll definitely be going back and watching the Rams game against the Packers for all the good it'll do me. But yeah, I don't, and obviously I don't have to produce any content around it. This is just for my football nerddom. Chase, thanks for the super chat. They still have the Super Bowl even if the Packers aren't playing. Chase, that's the rumor. I'm going to check it out on Sunday evening. I'll report back and let you know. Tony, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us. Ron, thank you for the super chat. When do you think cuts/restructures will begin based on past season timelines? Ron, I don't think anything starts until they have some clarity on Aaron Rodgers. I think past season timelines are a little difficult to go by when you've got this monster piece of the puzzle sitting there and you do not know what's happening with it. Obviously, their salary cap is very different in 3 different scenarios, which could all happen. Either Aaron and the Packers come to the agreement that they want to trade him, or Aaron Rodgers says, I'm back, I'm all in, let's go, or Aaron Rodgers retires. All 3 of those have some pretty significant cap ramifications. They can't really go about much of anything until they know how that piece lays out. Now, there are some things they can do. I do think they'll undoubtedly talk to guys like Jair Alexander, et cetera, about possible extensions, what have you. But even then, they'll only be talking about frameworks, most likely, and possibilities of those frameworks because they don't know that major piece of the puzzle yet. But once Aaron and that decision gets made, I would suspect we'll start to see some dominoes fall. So I would guess late February, probably just before March. Maybe we'd see a little bit more after the combine because a lot of times the combine, which is the first week of March, lots of times agents, obviously every agent basically is in town that week in Indianapolis, and teams and agents get together during that week and start hammering stuff out. So I would suspect either late February or early March, you'll start to see some stuff. But again, it's hard to see much of anything happening until they get Rodgers sorted out. Rick, why don't the Packers have cheerleaders? Because they're smart. I don't know. They've got the UWGB cheerleaders, don't they? Isn't that enough for you? Who cares? Have you ever watched cheerleaders at a professional football game? And if so, why? I'm there to watch football. I don't need someone to lead me in the cheer. I think Vince Lombardi agreed with me, and that's fine. I stand on good ground on this one. Amar, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. GM Nags. Oh, this never ends well. Hope you had a nice weekend. What do you think of Rich Bisaccia coming to Green Bay? You hear anything about that? Only what Spoon has reported. Sounds like those talks are ongoing. Sure feels like that's a foregone conclusion, but you never know. I know there are 1 or 2 other teams interested in his services. So I know Tom wrote about the Packers needing to open up the checkbook to the tune of about $2 million per. Interested to see if the Packers go that route. We know they have been loath to do so in the past. That would definitely set the market at that position for a coordinator for special teams, but we'll see. I think he would obviously instantly give them credibility and a voice to be kind of a voice of clarity when it comes to teams. There's no doubt about it, but not a done deal yet. So we shall see. Let's give a shout out, shall we, to our good friends over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. DraftKings Sportsbook app, people, download it and use promo code Cheesehead. The DraftKings Sportsbook app. You want to do it right now. Download it. Get it onto your smartphone. You want to use promo code Cheesehead and do everything. Head to the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and check out all they have to offer, including same-game parlays, player props, live betting, and so much more. DraftKings, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is safe, secure, and reliable. You can deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. They got a ton of stuff ready for you, cooking it up for the Super Bowl on Sunday. But not just the NFL, obviously, pretty much every major sports league. If the sportsbook is not yet available in your state, don't forget about the DraftKings Fantasy app. They are offering millions of dollars in total prizes every week. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now using promo code Cheesehead. Cheesehead, people. Do it. Get on it. What else we got? Chris, thanks for the super chat, buddy. What do you make of the huge A-Rod contract rumors? They're just that, rumors. If you see it on the internet, you can safely ignore it. Unless it's coming from like Rappaport, Jay Glazer, or Schefter. And I know no one wants to trust Schefter, but you got to remember, Schefter shares an agency with Aaron Rodgers, a marketing rep with Aaron Rodgers. So he's going to know what's up. Anything else, forget it. Don't even pay attention. TKM, thanks for the super chat. Spent a few days in Las Vegas, toured the stadium. Why are you yelling? How do players focus living in Vegas? Another reason to play in Green Bay. Pappy's Puppy Fund. Different strokes for different folks, man. Some people can focus in that kind of environment. Some people can't. It's all about compartmentalizing, right? I mean, I live in New York City, and I can put my blinders on and stay focused and do what I got to do. There's no end of opportunities for me to get lost in my focus, so to speak, here in New York, and yet I'm able to do so. All depends, man. All depends. Walter, thanks for the super chat, buddy. So I keep hearing this Packers need to go all in talk. Someone tell me, what does going all in look like if we haven't done it already? Confused. Walter, I'm with you. They've gone all in. Last year was going all in, for God's sakes. They pushed all this money out, $50 million over the cap, brought back every name possible. I mean, what more do people want? They went so all in last year that they couldn't afford to offer Odell Beckham Jr. anything more than the vet minimum. That's how all in they were. People just want names. People just want movement. They don't care. They mistake activity for achievement. That's the problem. That's it. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm with you. Brady, thanks for the super chat. What are the odds that Aaron Rodgers takes a pay cut to stay with the team and allow the Pack to retain key players? Brady, I'm going to say 0.01%. Never say never, but Rodgers is going to get paid. I'm going to get his money. Josh, thanks for that super sticker, buddy. Appreciate it. John, thank you for the super chat. Nags, glad to see you survive Chelsea's match. You know, why you got to come up here with that negativity? Why you got to do it, man? Why you got to do it? That ain't right. That ain't nice. It's fine. I don't care. Soder, thanks for the super chat. Once watched a whole bunch of Dreamboat's cheerleading squad at a Memphis Showboats game because I was at a Memphis Showboats game, USFL. Fair enough, Soder. Fair enough. Am I going to the Combine this year? Yes, Mike. I will be there that entire week. Can't wait. Javier, thanks for the super chat. It's strange. It hurt quite less when they've gotten outright beat in blowouts like 16 and 19 than these past 2 years, having a much closer score, but dying more from self-inflicted wounds than from the power of the opponent. I tend to agree with that. You can't take anything away from the 49ers. They came into Lambeau and were physical as hell and took it to the Packers. But yes, they did. The Packers did not play their game. They did not play well in any facet on offense or teams. The defense basically kept them in that game. But yeah, I feel you. I definitely agree with the idea that, I mean, I'll never forget the Favre 6 interception game against the Rams, and he just kept throwing them. And it just at some point you just accept your fate and you're like, okay, the season's over. There's 2 more quarters to go, but I know it's over. As opposed to fighting tooth and nail, last second, holding your breath. Oh, now the season's over, and then you just die inside. I agree with that. Chris, thanks for the super chat. Speaking of living in Las Vegas, Kamara clearly couldn't. Man, it's rough stuff, man. Rough stuff. Cheeto, thanks for the super chat. I'll be running the Chicago Marathon later this year. Going to wear a I Still Own You shirt and carry the G. That's what I'm talking about, Cheeto. That's what I'm talking about. Carry the G always. Get on it. Robin, how are you, man? Good to see you. Thanks for the super chat. Amos staying is big for me. Hope he's no cap casualty. I suspect they'll get him squared away with an extension after they get the Rodgers situation sorted out. Is there a possibility they move on there? I suppose. You never say never, but I think they would view him as one of their core guys and want to get him done sooner rather than later as far as extension goes. I was a bit surprised they didn't do that last offseason, actually, but we'll see. Again, is it a possibility he's a cap casualty this offseason where hard choices have got to be made? Yeah, sure. I just hope they figure out a way to do it. If they move on, expect a safety, a pick at 28. Possibly. At 28, I think that would make sense as far as positional value. But the Packers, they're gonna surprise us. They're gonna pick somebody most of us have never heard of, and we'll all complain. It'll be great. Is there a slight possibility we keep Z? Thanks for watching on Facebook, Rob. A slight possibility? Man, that's about as possible as Aaron Rodgers taking a pay cut. I'm going to put it at 0.01%. I think that die was cast a long time ago. I know he was very upset last offseason when they didn't offer him an extension and instead restructured his deal. everything that transpired this year with his basic, not being able to get on the field, being away from the team, really feels like uh, it's a matter of when they make this cut, not if. But again, I've been surprised before. We'll see. Load up this defense, Jimmy. I'm with you, man. It'd be weird to have a defensively led team in Green Bay, Wisconsin after the last 30 years. But I'm here for it. I'd love to play some defense. Let's get it. Marshall, thanks for the super chat. I saw that a Rodgers extension would have to be team-friendly one. Would it be a kick the can down the road situation again? Yes. Essentially, what they most likely be doing is what the Saints did with Drew Brees. A lot of money being kicked down the road. And it's kind of what the Steelers have done with Ben Roethlisberger. That's why I keep saying, trade him now. Get all the assets you can. His value will never be higher. You'll get out from under that contract and reset the franchise. Now is the perfect time to do it. Rather than banging your head against the wall, ending seasons with desperate throws to a double-covered Davante Adams again and again. If they do bring him back, I can't wait for the end of the trilogy. Probably have another one next year. It's time, man. It is time. Is there enough time for Packers and Rodgers to really make this work? Oh, Andrew, sure. Yeah. No question. As far as like the contract goes, I assume that's what you're asking about, Andrew. Yeah. Sure. Absolutely. There's a whole lot. Remember, deadline spur action, and right now there is no deadline. There's a self-imposed deadline that Rodgers gave himself, meaning the franchise tag deadline, which makes sense because to Aaron's credit, he wants to make sure that he's not hamstringing the Packers with their decision making, and the first big decision they need to make is in regards to Davante Adams and placing the franchise tag on him, and they've got to know what the fuck is going on with their quarterback before they can do that. So, like I said, to Aaron's credit, that's the deadline he's given himself, and I suspect we'll hear, which is late February. I think it's the 28th. So I would suspect, yeah, there's plenty of time before the 28th for them to work this out. No doubt about it. Would you go after OJ Howard? Not real. I mean, sure. Yeah, he'd be a nice addition, but that's not how the Packers operate usually. Unless he's sitting out there for like weeks in free agency and they can get him on a cheap team-friendly deal. But I suspect someone will either overpay or pay him instantly, and I don't think it'll be the Packers. Ben, thanks for the super chat. Do you think maybe there's some smoke and mirrors from the front office regarding wanting Rodgers back? Just pure speculation. There's every possibility. As far as we saw Mark Murphy write over this weekend on the Packers website in his latest Murphy Takes 5, he, Brian, and Russ Ball are all in lockstep that they want Aaron Rodgers back. Now, the idea being, of course, they're going to say that because if a team does want to trade for Aaron Rodgers, they want to maximize leverage. Is that a possibility? Of course it is. You'd be silly to dismiss it. But I believe, just my feeling, just also, mostly reading coverage, but somewhat talking to people in the building, sure feels like they actually do want him back. Which, that's their prerogative. They're running it. They're running the show. But is it possible? Yes, of course it is. No question about it. Is the Deebo Samuel player the next type of NFL teams look for? Dennis, I think he's you could look at a couple of players throughout the last 5-6 years, tweeners, so to speak, on both sides of the ball. You want guys who are multifaceted and cause problems for your opponent, right? Your coordinator not being able to get a bead on what you're going to do with him. That kind of player is always going to be valuable. I would hesitate to say that that's like the way forward. I think he's very, very special. The idea that you're going to find another Deebo Samuel is probably a little far-fetched. Look at Cordell Patterson. That's a guy people know is talented, and they've been trying to figure out ways to use him. But it's not like he has supercharged a run through the playoffs for a team. Not to say, again, he's super talented. But I do think part of it is this, how special a player Deebo is, coupled with the way Kyle and the 49ers have utilized his talent. There's a lot that kind of all has to happen to make it all work, and it's not that I don't think it's as simple as find this X type of player, insert into lineup, and away you go. There's a lot of variables there. Chris, thanks for the super chat. Yeah, but imagine those guitar fake rollouts to a guy like O.J. Howard or a guy with the speed of an Evan Ingram as opposed to the beloved lead foot big dog. Yeah, sure, but hopefully they get Tunyon back. DeGuara is going to continue to develop. It's not just one guy. They have talent at the position. So this says the team isn't sold on Love. Why does it say that? Doesn't say anything. Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years. Were they not sold on Aaron Rodgers? Of course not. They literally traded Brett Favre when they were sold on Aaron Rodgers. But it wasn't for 3 years. Why can't Jordan Love have 3 years? And I know it doesn't happen in today's NFL, but what else do the Packers do that is normal around the rest of the NFL? If there's an outlier franchise, it's the Green Bay Packers. They run things their way. Brian has said multiple times he wants to invest and develop the quarterback position. Jordan is his pick. They let him sit for another year. Does that mean they're not sold on him? No. It means they want to continue to allow him to develop and get MVP level play from their starter as they do. The big difference I have with this idea is that I don't think you're ever going to have a better opportunity to maximize the value of that starter. Get Jordan Love on the field now. Let him take his lumps in 2022, and reset your franchise and your roster going forward. They clearly, from all kind of the signs, want to wait one more year on that, at least one more year on that process. That's the difference. But as I always say, they've all forgotten more football than I'll ever know. So you guys should be thanking your lucky stars they run the team, not me. Carmen, thanks for the super chat. Do you think Preston Smith will be back? If both Smiths leave, they're going to need edge rushers. Rashawn Gary can't do it alone. They're going to need edge rushers regardless. I do hope they figure out a way to bring Preston back. I think Z is a foregone conclusion. He's out. I think Preston, there's a chance he's back. Again, it comes down to that puzzle, right? Now, here's a question for you. Do you want Preston back at the expense of bringing back Devondre Campbell? It's never an either or. I understand that. It's like Brian always says, it's a puzzle, but those are the types of things that affect the puzzle. I would suspect if they can figure out a way to get Devondre signed and they think there's a good crop of edge rushers in the draft that they can maybe load up on a couple, yeah, I think Preston could be a casualty. But I love him as a player. I think he's really valuable in what he does, not just rushing the passer, but setting the edge against the run. His physical play on defense, I think, really helps set the tone. I really hope they find a way to bring him back, but nothing is for certain at this point. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to go. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Please do me a huge favor and hit like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we're devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.